everybody has their own bag. Connor, where's
Stop, take a deep breath. This is the first step. I can feel my heart beat. I can feel it build inside me. You tear this motherfucker out.
So this video is going to be a little bit different than usual. This video, forewarning, is going to be a lot more about my religious belief and my faith walk, and what that looks like. So if you're not interested in that, you're welcome to stop watching now. But I want to talk about what Christmas really means to me. Christmas to me is super, super special because obviously I'm a Christian, so it's a major, major reflection of the birth of my Savior, the one that came down from his throne so that I may be set free from the sin and the weight of the fallen world that we live in. Typically, I didn't used to get so emotional around Christmas. I didn't take Christmas in such a serious manner when it came to my faith walk. Because, and I guess we can kind of contribute this to our society, right? Like, Christmas has been played out, you know? We hear about Christmas all the time. You know, it is like one of the most drowned out holidays of the year because everyone's got it wrapped around consumption, buying things, presents, good stuff too. Like, I don't want to talk all bad about it because, like, there's obviously the family perspective, being around all your loved ones, getting to enjoy a really good meal, celebrating with those people, getting a reprieve from work. There are a lot of good things that come from the mass production of Christmas, but it kind of gets drowned out into the background, even to Christians sometimes, because it is such an overly dramatized, overly produced holiday. And I think one of the biggest reasons why it's such a problem is because we don't take the time to make it small. And I've learned to do that over the years, especially over the past 2 or 3 years. I've learned how to make Christmas small. It's kind of like that one line in Man of Steel where Clark says the world is too big, and his mom tells him, well, just make it small then. I've made Christmas small. And what I mean by I've made Christmas small, I've taken out all of the overproduced parts of it. I've taken out all of the insane production and drama, you know, dramatization, which probably isn't a word, or I'm not saying it correctly. I've taken all that stuff out, man. And I've boiled it down to the two things that really matter in this time. The two things that this holiday should be about, and that's it. And I've done everything in my power to make sure it stays that small. So, the birth of Jesus and family. Those two things, the birth of Jesus and family. I still get my kids presents. It's not like I don't do that. But I've really, really learned to focus in on and push push the holiday back into this box of family and the birth of Jesus. So much so, like, I'm so proud of my kids, man. I'm so proud of my kids. My kids don't go crazy like other kids do, you know? If this is your kid, don't take this offensively. But, like, my kids don't get unrealistically giddy about presents on Christmas. My kids, when I ask them what they want, their list is very generic. It's very small. It's minimal. It's stuff that, like, I think, like, one of my oldest girls, this was last year, makeup. That's really all she had to say, makeup. And I consider that a super blessing because I get to do things that most parents don't get to do, right? Most parents, not even my parents, got to do this when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I had a list. Like, I had the things that I wanted, the specific things I wanted, boiled down to a list. And that was because back in the 90s, they had it down, man. They knew how to market. They made sure that kids understood what the action figure was called or what the toy's name specifically was and all those things. And marketing back then was really easy because people didn't have the ability to choose their media outlets. People didn't have the ability to choose whether or not they had commercials. People didn't have the option to choose those things back then. Now we do. So my kids are a lot more pulled in than most because we don't have cable or dish. We run our house off of Netflix and Hulu and Amazon Prime and we use those services for streaming to watch things and to see movies and things like that. So because of that, my kids don't get exposed to all the commercials and you know, need to haves that our society's created. And I'm very, very, I consider myself very blessed for that. Because that's what's made this transition over the past few years to make Christmas small so easy. My kids are being shown that giving from the heart and being in recognition of what Jesus did and the importance of his birth, I've gotten to really, really dial in on those things with them, and it's been really cool, man, to see. But I think the biggest part of Christmas to me is, and this is going to sound corny, but like Jesus was the ultimate gift, man. He was the ultimate gift. I know I don't talk about my religion much on my channel. I don't talk about it much on my Facebook. I don't, I'll share a couple things here and there, but I don't really discuss my faith on social media or any of my social media platforms. And the reason why is because I don't want anyone to ever feel like they have to be a certain way, act a certain way, or, think a certain way to interact with me. I never want that to be the case, because I want people to be their authentic selves when they're around me. And if I ever bring up the topic of Christ and my Christianity, I want you to be comfortable with being like, hey, this guy's a lot like me. I can ask him questions. I can say stuff to him. So I don't ever want to come off preachy in any of my videos, any of my posts. I know that there are times where I've brought up the creator of the universe, made you, and you can handle things because he made you to be able to handle these things. I don't drive those points home, though, and like I said, the biggest reason why is because I want to make sure that everyone feels like I'm an approachable person. Because you can't reach people through preaching at them. You can only reach people by working with them to show them what you know of God, and then letting them figure those things out on their own, because each one of us has our own walk of faith that we have to travel on. I respect all walks of faith. I feel like everyone's got their own journey that they have to make. This one's mine. But anyway, bringing it back to the point, that is ultimately why Christmas is so important to me, and what Christmas means to me. It is about the birth of Jesus and my family. Being able to have those two elements in the same holiday is a win for me. That's it. If you do have any questions, or if you want to have a discussion about Jesus or anything related to Christianity or anything else, you're welcome to reach out to me. You message me on my Facebook page at Superman Sexton, and I got no problem having a talk. I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas. I hope that all of you enjoy what you have with who you have, and just celebrate it. I'm out.